Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at Pangoro. Pangoro with a new moveset. We're going to take a look at Rockside Pangoro in the current Jungle Cup meta. Why do you take a look at Rockside Pangoro? Because this Pokemon is actually quite fun. This Pokemon is going to have a lot of play in this meta, as there's going to be a lot of flying type Pokemon like Altaria, but also mainly Charizard and Talonflame around. I kind of want to see if we can trap those Pokemon. But also today, you're going to see, I think, my unluckiest day of PvP ever, and it's gonna be a lot of fun though, because games were crazy today, let me tell you. A lot of times mainly against me, but you will see it today. It's gonna be a fun one. Again, like, sometimes the luck is on your side. Today it was absolutely not on my side, but this doesn't mean that this team is bad, and I do think that especially Pangoro with the rock side has actually a lot of play. First battle here against Lostheart. Yes, well, we're going to take a look here at Charizard already, which is going to go down against our Credilli. We're going to have the rock type of Credilli in the lead. This kind of allows us to bait out hopefully Pokemon that are weak to rock typing with our Say-Up of Pangoro. In the back we have Fortress, which is going to be able to deal with a lot of Pokemon, especially neutrally, which I kind of wanted to have here. That functions quite well as a quad together with the Pangoro as well. And so it's more of an ABC style line. It's not like that you need your lead in order to deal with the ends of like Fortress or whatever. That's not really the case here, especially as you have Rock as well on the Pangoro. Of course, Fortress mainly being weak to Fire-type Pokemon, we're going to still have a solid answer there. As you guys see, we're going to sub out straight away, and they're going to have the Gaslit in the back. In this case, I guess having a Rock Slide is not ideal, because you're not going to do super effective damage, you're just going to do neutral damage against the opponent's Gaslit here. But this is going to allow us to still get them kind of low, allows us to go for a Night Slash, and with that, we are going to be able to win this battle. There's nothing they can really do here, because I have still the shield left, and I can still use that even on my other Pokemon, on my Fortress, to win this battle. And so we're going to be able to knock them out, and we can move on to the next opponent, where we will face yet again another Shadow Charizard. This is going to be again a matchup that you kind of want to play out most likely in the one shield scenario. Unless they're going to go for the bait, which they rarely do because they're going to outspeed you anyway. It's kind of the best scenario you can go for. But we will see the swap out into the Credilli. Alright, we're going to be able to go for the Rock Tomb, we're going to be able to get up to another Rock Tomb, and now swap out after they go for the debuff into our Fortress in order to fully farm them down, have a Rock Tomb start here, have a Rock Tomb start in my Fortress, get the KO against the Credilli. They can still go for even a, charge move here or whatever, that's going to be alright. But we're going to be actually in a very solid position, because now I can go for the Rock Tomb here to... Yeah, cool. Thanks, game. Speaking of being unlucky, all of a sudden the game freezes and I can't go for any move. It's great. Like, I would have been able to at least get 2 shields and maybe even knock out against the Charizard. I was honestly in a very solid position there. I was not in a position where I was like panicking or anything in this. But if you cannot hit any fast move at all of a sudden, it's going to be a little bit difficult. And I feel like today was just very, very tough generally with this team. Not because the team is bad by any means, but any chance that could happen kind of went against us today. But again, we're going to take a look at this battle here right now. A Rock Tomb doesn't knock us out. We're going to be able to get the knockout there. We're going to have the Gaston coming in against us, as we can debuff them. They're going to knock us out here, but we're going to have still our Credilli and even a Grass Knot stored. And this Grass Knot would knock them out here. I accidentally swap over into my screens there before, but that doesn't really matter. As you can see here as well, we're going to be able to let the move go. That is... Oh, actually going to use a shield here. It's going to be a body stem still though. I didn't really need to shield this. But I can go for another charge move here. The Grass Knot will be able to knock them out if they let the move go here, which they don't. They want to keep their Gaston around. I would still be able to survive a body slam. I still shield here. Is it a water pulse? It is just a body slam. And they are going to go down now. We have to see what they have in the back. This is looking very solid for us though. They're going to stop out of here. And I think they have a Talonflame in the back. They had a Shadow Talonflame in the back. And we're going to see here already what we can do with Pangoro. We're going to be able to go for that Rock Slide and knock them out. And so we're going to be able to move on to the next opponent, where we're going to face a Shadow Scissor. Shadow Scissor is going to be a Pokemon that I have to swap out against, and we're going to see the Togekiss coming in next. And again, we're going to have the Rock Slide here as an answer to it, but it's not going to do enough. What I actually want to do in the future here maybe would be to go for a Night Slash first and then for the Rock Slide. Because if I go for a Night Slash, they might just opt to go for the full farm down with a Togekiss, and they're going to be surprised with the Rock Slide being then able to knock them out with a Night Slash damage already. But yeah, that might be something for future, even though most likely most people are going to know now that this Pokemon can run Rock Slide, and it's actually a very interesting Pokemon for this meta here. I've seen actually quite a lot of people run Rock Slide already, even against me in previous battles, which you're gonna still see on the channel. So like, it's not just me who figured that one out there either. A lot of people were running this one already. I saw it on Twitter as well, that people were talking about Rock Slide on this Pokemon. So yeah, again, It's something that most likely going to be common knowledge very soon. That's why I want to kind of showcase this one early to catch people off guard, as honestly, it's such a game changer. Like hitting that rock slide against like flying type Pokemon is so much fun and honestly changes so much as well. Here, we want to be able to go ahead and go up against that Scissor. We have that Rock Tomb coming through, which is absolutely alright. I'm not too sure if Night Slash is going to knock me out here, so I'm just going to shield up the first one just in case. I think maybe we still survive one. They're debuffed. Like, we're bulky, we're not Shadow. Yeah. Trust me, this is not going to be the final boost that you're going to see from the opponent here in this video. Let me know down below if this will have knocked me out. I think it still might have knocked me out. I don't want to say that, oh yeah, this is the reason why I lost now. That would be a little bit too... Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it would have knocked me out or not. Like, I can't tell that. So, like, it is what it is. We're going to have here now. The next Pokemon coming in here is going to be Pangoro being locked into this matchup. They are already double debuffed with their close combat, so I can just go for the farm down here, even with my Fortress. I will use a shield in order to, yeah, take it here. But actually, I didn't really need to go for it. They went for Night Slash. Mostly, I should have just let it go because they were debuffed as well. And I will see here the Altaria coming in. Altaria is going to take some sort of damage here from us. But the issue is they're going to have, of course, access to the move Flamethrower. Being double super effective against us, it's going to do quite a bit of damage. Not enough to actually knock us out, which is kind of funny. And we stop onto the Credility. Like, the amount of Scizor that I encountered, I think Scizor was basically on every single team against me. Like, this Pokemon seems to be quite a bit broken right now for this meta. And as we will see here, we're going to stop out into our Fortress. We sadly don't get to another move, which is unfortunate. They go for the Night Slash. They don't boost or anything like this. We're just going to be in a bit of a tough spot here. I might even be able to still take a hit. I don't know. Yeah, Trailblaze comes through. We still can take it. We're going to be able to go for the Night Slash. And honestly, we still have some energy here. We still have a little bit of health. We have the Night Slash coming through. We have the Altaria. I think I need a Rock Slide here. I do go for the Rock Slide, and I will be able to win this battle like this. Rock Slide is going to save us yet again, and we can move on to the next opponent. We're going to have a Lantern lead. That's basically the best lead that you can imagine. But honestly, it's not even that great. It's not that great because Lantern has so much bulk to it. It's honestly a bit awkward, but also it's awkward is they were able to perfectly catch the move here onto the Altaria. Well done. To be fair, that's my fault. I should just not go straight for the move there because there wasn't a reason for me either. A Grass Knot doesn't knock them. A Surf doesn't knock us. We don't have a debuff here. It didn't make sense to do what I just did there. So yeah, that is definitely a mistake that I did there. I would do things differently now, thinking about it a little bit more. It's quite obvious there on. Mostly I try to catch a move there. Well done from them though. Here, there's no point of me going into my Pangoro or anything like this before now, of course, where I can go for the full farm down. There was no point of it. Here we're going to have the Lantern. I want to take the hits on the Fortress, and my goal is here to win with my Pangoro at the end. So hopefully we're going to be able to do that. We will see the Surf coming through from the opponent. That is going to do some solid damage against us, but we can retaliate with a shield here as well, which is gonna go up, and we can go for a Rock Tomb soon, but they swap out into their Pangoro. And honestly, this team struggles a little bit with opposing Pangoro. They can be quite a bit annoying. Like, here, this is not too bad, because at the end of the day, we still have some solid damage coming in from our fast move of the Fortress, and we can still debuff them with a Sand Tomb. Like, it's not the worst ever, but it's also not that great. And so, here, Sand Tomb is coming through. We're going to have the defense drop onto them. We're going to swap out to try to catch the move here, try to catch the Night Slash onto our own Pangoro, which works out beautifully. And we're going to see the Lantern coming back in, but we have to reach 2 Night Slashes, and even then, we have to hope that the Night Slash is going to be enough to knock them out. We will see the shield coming up, or we can go for another Night Slash here, so it's going to be a very close matchup. We might be able to slow bring this home, but actually they still have another shield left, and with that, they're still going to get to another move. They're still going to be able to go for the Surf. Can I go for a move here with my Fortress? I will be able to reach a Sand Tomb. This is going to be enough damage, but can we farm down with our 1-turn fast move, the 1 HP Pangoro here? Let's find out. It's so close, and they survive with 1 HP, which again, could have been so much different. As said as well, basically Scissor is everything, so which honestly makes me feel believe that as well that maybe it would be ideal to run Pangoro Scissor backline. I think would be cool backline as well, but generally I think Pangoro is going to have more play than less play. And oh, look at this, they're going to get the attack boost here again with their first Night Slash. Otherwise I would have been able to go for my own Night Slash before they knocked me out. Otherwise I would take way less damage here, and I would either get the shield or the KO against the opponent. Now I'm in a spot where they can even nearly farm us down here. We are not having that shield gun from the opponent's part, and while I still have a lot of play here, it is like 20 times tougher. Like literally that one boost there on the Night Siege again makes this game completely a different one. And this is what I kind of mean. Like we already saw like 1 or 2 1 HP losses. We see here again the chance of the Scissor boosting, 12.5% chance. It is not that likely, and we've seen it definitely more common than the 1 in 8 chance that it has here so far in the video. Not on my side though. I don't think I boosted yet with my Pangoro. But as you're gonna see here, they're gonna be able to now shield this. They would have never had that shield. They would have never had that shield. And I can guarantee you, I would have won this battle if they didn't get the boost. I guarantee you this here already. I would have absolutely won the battle without them getting to that boost there, basically getting the boost up there, because I would have gone either the knockout or the shield, or they would be locked into a Pokemon that they didn't want to be locked in. Like my Fortress had so much more potential in this battle as well. If they didn't get hit by a double boosted, what's called Night Siege there from Michelle Scissor, I would have been in a so much better spot. I would have easily won this battle. But it is a chance, and I'm not complaining here, by the way, that the opponent got the chance there. I think people sometimes get me a little bit wrong with that as well. I'm not complaining about this. Like, chances here. We play a Pokemon with chance as well. We have to play Pangoro. It is part of the game. And I think it's great that there is something like a chance as a part of the game there, like Night Siege. Because at the end of the day, like, yes, you don't risk a lot. Like, you don't risk a lot with having Night Siege. Night Siege would be a good move as well. Like, an alright move at least without the chance. But the chance just makes it a very good move. But it's kind of flip matchups that you would usually expect to be a little bit different. And I think it's actually a great thing. Here, Pangoro's power is honestly so crazy. Like, this thing is very, very good. And here we actually get the boost, which doesn't matter at all. Like, it just doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. Like, yeah, we got a little bit more fast move pressure in there. We maybe got, like, 10 more damage in against the opponent's Steelix, but it really doesn't matter. If we got a little bit earlier, we would have had actually, I think, quite a bit of advantage there. Here, they're going to get this Steelix defense drop as well against us, which is crazy. But we're going to have now Piloswine against our Fortress. Piloswine, honestly, is going to be alright to play for us. Like, we have 2 good ends here. One of us is still alive with a Fortress. And so I'm not really too worried about it. I'm fairly certain we're still going to be able to win the battle here. Absolutely, I'm fairly certain we're going to be able to win this battle. They're still going to get to another move. I think it's just the Icicle Spear, though. I don't think it's going to be the Stone Edge exactly. They barely do damage. And with it, they still have the Steelix there. I have a Charge Move stored on my Credilly. I know I can still take a hit with my Credilly, and I know that I can still go for the Sand Tomb to put them into range for my Credilly. And so, I know I win this battle. Good game to the opponent. And we're going to be able to... Oh, I actually had 2 Grass not stored there. We're going to be able to move on now to the next opponent, where we will face a Dunsparce. That is going to be quite a neutral matchup, but I kind of want to trap Pokemon with this team. So what I decided to do here is I try to get a lot of energy, because Rock Tomb and Grassland is great coverage for this meta that I really would like to have later on as well. But what I can do is now I can go ahead and go into my Pangoro and bait out the Pokemon I don't want to face. In this case, I actually go for the Night Siege, and I get the shield here, which is kind of a bit unfortunate. Curious if an Iron Head would be better in this scenario. Like, Iron Head would do a little bit more damage. I know it actually does less damage, I think, than Rock Slide. I think Iron Head is 70 damage or something, is it? I think it is 70, so like it would do less damage then. I don't know. Like, it definitely does still learn Iron Head. Pangoro as another coverage move. But here the opponent decided to just use a shield there, which is alright. We have the Dunsparce coming in, which is okay for us as well, because I can debuff them. And what I want to do is I want to kind of keep my Credilly, and I want to go for the full farm down here with my Fortress, as Fortress is going to be able to as well to go ahead and go for some nice damage against that Togekiss, as we're going to have here as well the Rock Tomb, which will be enough to knock out Togekiss for sure. Drillrun comes through, doing some solid damage, but nothing crazy. And we will see, sadly, the final Pokemon being the Gastrodon, which makes a lot of sense. Basically, on how the opponent's team works is they have a lead that's very neutral. They want to play out the lead. And then they're going to have 2 Pokemon in the back that have a perfect core, which is going to be Togekiss and the Gastrodon, which we made a video about as well already in the beginning of the season. If you haven't seen that one, of course, I was for the Open Great League there. It's a very good core to run. But as you see here as well, the Gastrodon is coming in. And we will see that we have now our Fortress. And we honestly still have actually some chance, because we can go for the Rock Tomb. This is the better move compared to the Sand Tomb, because Rock Tomb is resisted but drops the attacks from the opponent. And we should be able to win this one. We have a shield to still have. They go for their one move that they have, then they KO me through the shield. Like, it's so crazy. Like, the amount of 1 HP loss that I had with this team, the amount of boost from the opponent that I had with this team, which was completely changing the game. It is mad. Speaking of booster that changed the game, I got one of them. I got one of them a little bit. I don't know if it actually changed the game, but this is the one boost that actually mattered that I got. Why does it matter? Because now I can farm them down here and I can align myself, which is really cool. Otherwise I had no chance of alignment. So like I definitely benefited here quite a bit from it. Here I go for the wrong move. I should have just went for the Night spam here. Night Slash would have been not better in terms of the damage output, but it still just would be a little bit safer. I still get Night Slash off though, which makes the opponent go quite low. They're gonna go for their own charge move here now as well, which is alright. It's gonna be the Shadow Ball most likely for the extra damage, which they go for. And now I have still some nice energy here, but actually, I'm not in a great spot. I get the drop onto them. Like the fortresses are gonna do less damage now against me. But because they're gonna get the drop onto me now first, I will not be able to reach my Rock Tomb before I get debuffed. And that means even if I get to my next move here, I'm gonna have some problems, I think. Because what we see here next is going to be another Rock Tomb coming. Oh, a Mirror Shot. What the hell? Who's running Mirror Shot right now in this meta? And we see the swap out perfectly onto the opponent's Pokemon there as well. The Mirror Shot changed completely everything again. And we lose by 1 HP yet again. It is ridiculous. Okay, they have like maybe 2 or 3 HP there. But it is ridiculous. Like, what is going on here? Because they have Mirror Shot out of all the moves. So, this was honestly, I think, the time where I felt like the most unluckiest person there so far. Like, I think we had like 4 games that came down to 1 HP that I lost all of them. And I had 1 or 2 games that I lost due to the 12.5% chance of Scissor. So, you will win most of those battles in normal circumstances. I do think that this team is actually a cool team to run. I would recommend you to run this team. But yeah, I feel like if I would have played this team for an entire day, I would have even way more cool gameplay with this team where we can see on how well it actually functions. But hey, we didn't do that. We just tried to do our best against every single Scissor in the world, apparently. Yet again, another Shadow Scissor is coming in here. We're going to have the attack drop onto them there as well. We're going to be able to swap out into our own Pangoro. And that's alright. The Trailblaze, I should have shielded this one. I expected that they would go for the Night Slash to knock out the Fortress faster, but they didn't. They go for the Trailblaze, and with that, I now took quite a bit of damage on my Pokemon. I can still go for the Sand Tomb to drop the opponent's defense, which might help me out now as well. But I need to get, I don't know, like a Night Slash boost or something. Let's see, Night Slash coming through. Going to allow us to get some damage in. We still have 2 shields left, and I just don't get to 2 Night Slashes. So this was my own fault. At the end of the day, I expected Night Slash. I tried to play too fancy. By the way, what is going on with Scissor? I think Scissor was like on 70% of the teams here today, which is just a tough Pokemon to deal with for this team, but I guess mostly for any team right now. So like it does make sense that Scissor's here. I'm not complaining that Scissor is here generally, but it was just a little bit tough that my Credilli basically was 90% of the time on the hardest counter that it has possibly can face here. But as you can see, Night Slash is coming through, gonna get us another boost. Yay, that changes nothing. So yeah, we're going to be able to go into our fortress. I guess we can farm down a little bit faster, which again doesn't matter. I don't think it matters here. But we have a matchup that is actually alright for us. We're going to have here the Moltres, and I will go into my own Credilli. I shield this move up because I don't want to get hit by a Brave Bird. Brave Bird is going to do some solid damage still. And we see here that I have a lot of energy, which I can now use against the Scissor. But yeah, trust me, in the last battle, there's nothing crazy happening. There's not going to be another Scissor getting a boost after 1 Night Slash. And changing the entire matchup, because now all of a sudden, my Credilli is at way lower HP than expected. And with that, I am not going to be able to stay in against a Pokemon like that Quagsire. I would have had most a little bit of a better chance there without that, but hey, this is going to be it for this video. This was just a roller coaster. I still think that Pangoro with Rockside is fun. I think this team is actually really good. I think I just got a bit unlucky today, and that's alright. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.